Hello, and welcome to our first show of the spring 14th semester. I'm Charity Boyd.
And I'm Sarah Valkamp. Coming up on QUTV, learn more about the study abroad experience. QUTV's Josh Hale sits down with one student to discuss her journey out of the country.
And finds out if those long hours in the library could be overworking you. But first, buying textbooks from college bookstores is becoming a thing of the past. Many students are now purchasing their books online from sites such as Amazon and eBay. QUTV took a walk on campus to find out from students what their methods of buying books is.
I mostly buy all of mine through the internet, like Amazon or eBay or whatever. But then if I can't find one online, then I go to the bookstore. But I mostly use the internet more than the bookstore.
The way I buy my books is usually I go through Amazon.com, and because they shouldn't sell their books a little cheaper than the ones they sell here, well, most of the time. Even if the price is not as up, I still prefer Amazon because even though it takes a while, the books I order, the money prices they give are a little bit better and more legit, if you know what I'm saying. So that's pretty much how I order my books.
I actually prefer not to buy books and just borrow them from other people when I can because they're too expensive.
I usually get my books through the school library, but I noticed that their prices are expensive, so now I get QUTV.com, and I noticed that they've been a lot more cheaper through that website.
With the prices of books seemingly much cheaper from private sellers, through these sites, students seem to find online shopping the smarter choice. There's one place students are flocking to a little more than normal. After some recent updates, the Hogs Hangout underwent some big changes over break. Drinks options have expanded with new cappuccino machines, Siberian chill slushies, and flavor bursts for the soda machines. New coolers, warmers, and bottle upgrade options provide fast meals for students on the go. Promotions like happy hours between 2:30 and 4:30 during the week allow students free upgrades to meals. Even the daily specials are new. Assistant Director of Dining Services, Joe Bordewick, says the new focus is on customer service, and he hopes students will be active on Hangout's Facebook page.
Have you ever thought about studying abroad? If not, it's a path you may want to give an extra thought to. QUTV's Joshua Hale sat down with one of the QU students to find out more about the study abroad programs.
Colleen McCormick is one of many students who recently made the trek to London earlier this January. The trip was part of a class where students learned various historic knowledge about the city, and at the end of the learning process, students were given a chance to experience it all firsthand.
I think I was most surprised at the variety of people that we saw and that we met. And I'm not just talking about like personality-wise. London is a very big mishmash of cultures. So you'd hear a lot more accents than just British accents. There was Asian tourists, there were other American tourists, there were Bosnians running their stores.
Like many other students, McCormick was able to learn and grow a great deal from her study abroad experience and says that everyone should at least consider pursuing a similar experience at least once in their life.
Definitely at least consider it. It was a very good experience to be able to go overseas and to meet so many different peoples. It's not like what we're used to here, and I think everybody should expose themselves.
Anyone interested in any of the school study abroad programs can see Kristen Leeson in the Career Services office. Joshua Hale, QUTV, Quincy.
Student. How many hours do I have? How many do I need? What exactly is service learning? Service learning, according to Campus Ministry Graduate Assistant Matt Meglin, is taking the traditional academic learning environment and combining it with community service. Projects can include any mission trip through campus ministry, working at places on the pre-approved list of service learning sites such as Quinata and Quincy Catholic Charities, some service events held through the Student Affairs. If a professor or class comes up with an idea and gets it approved through the Service Learning Committee, your own ideas could be considered service learning. In order for your service hours to count, there is a 4-part process that must be completed. Once a semester, you must attend an orientation meeting, then do the actual service. Once that is done, you need to attend a reflection meeting and write a reflection paper.
if you want to do service learning, you have to do one orientation a semester, so that those are always 9 o'clock every other Wednesday in the campus ministry house, and the reflections are a half hour later at 9:30. Every project you have to have a reflection, so if you go to Catholic Charities 5 times, you do one reflection, and then you go to a service learning Saturday, that's another reflection. So that's the reflection at 9:30 every other Wednesday, and a paper that goes along with it.
Students graduating in or after the spring 2015 need 30 total service learning hours from 3 different sites. Transfer students will be assigned a certain number of hours based on credits transferred in. You can find out how many hours you currently have by going to your student portal on the Moodle page, rolling over student learning, and clicking on My Service Learning Hours. Meglin says there are some commonly asked questions.
Questions are, everybody wants to know, what is a service learning, is it not? The best way I can answer that is if you just simply ask us personally, ask me or Dr. McCarty, we can tell you right off the bat. And then the other way is just check the campus ministry update emails.
This past weekend, QU students kicked off the semester by giving back to the community. The Office of Multicultural and Leadership Programs hosted their 3rd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. Students volunteered at organizations in the community such as the Quincy Arts Center, the Salvation Army Thrift Store, and the Alzheimer's Association. Graduate Assistant of the Office of Multicultural Leadership Programs, Marquez Brown, says the day is all about appreciation.
I feel like Dr. King believed he was a man of service, bringing, blacks and whites together, and I feel like this is a good way for the students to kind of give back to the community and not take for granted for the little things that we, have.
The Office of Campus Ministry has a new home this semester. Originally located across the hall from the IT department in Francis, it is now located in Francis Hall Room 114. Look for it on the left-hand side when you enter through the main doors of Francis Hall.
Can certain study habits actually hurt your grade rather than help? QUTV's Ashley Cahill examines if students rethink some popular study methods.
USA Today reports 6 study habits that students have adapted over time that could negatively be affecting their grades. Director of Learning Resources Amy Voss states which habit is the biggest issue.
And the way that you can deal with these items is better time management.
Other ways to improve your grades is by simply asking for help.
Another great thing to do is to come in and meet with one of our tutors in the Learning Resource Center, which is right across the hall from our office. And a lot of times the tutor can work with the student on how to develop their learning skills.
Student Suzanne Molinaro says she likes to use study groups and reread her textbook, but the best resource for her is her teacher.
The best thing I could do is actually talk to the teacher, because they're the ones that are making the test, and they're the ones that are teaching you what you should know for this test. And they're like the best use that you can use to get a good grade.
Student Nathan Denny does not need to worry about his study habits because he believes his actually help.
I read ahead, and I spend at least an hour a night in the library preparing for class.
For QUTV, I'm Ashley Cahill, and don't forget, study right.
And now, QUTV Sports Director Andy Martinez is here with an update on what's happening in the world of sports. Andy?
Thanks, Charity. QU are 6-11 on the season and are just 2-10 against Division II teams. The QU men's basketball team is struggling and go to the Kansas City area to take on William Jewell College and Rockhurst University. A resurgence for the Hawks has been redshirt freshman Scotty Bruxford. Bruxford has been averaging 11 points for the Hawks since he rejoined the team in December after minor knee surgery. Bruxford is the second leading scorer for the Hawks behind senior Chris Babbitt. In all GLVC selection last season, Babbitt scored his 1,000th career point for the Hawks in their win over Benedictine University at Springfield. Unlike the men's team, the QU women's basketball team continues to soar to new heights. Ranked number 16 in the USA Today poll, the Lady Hawks went 6-2 over the winter break, including a trip to sunny Florida. The surge for the Lady Hawks has been largely affected to their offense. They are 16th in the nation in field goal percentage and are shooting at a 46% clip. The women average 79 points a game, which ranks 21st in the nation at the Division II level. Hannah Weedman leads the Lady Hawks, averaging a team best of 13 points per game. Men's volleyball has started their season, and QU's only Division I team will look to make a statement against Ohio State University in their home opening match of the season. The QU went 2-1 at the King University Invitational and will look to build on that performance where they defeated Belmont University and King University, the host team. QU looks to build on last year's struggling season where they finished 10-21. The Hawks also look to build on their poor play in the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association where they won just one game. The Hawks face Lindenwood on January 29th in their second MIVA contest. And that'll do it for sports. Jared?
Thanks, Andy. Wrapping up our news this week, a new segment we like to call Do You Know QU? Have you ever heard a bell on campus that usually rings on weekend nights? You may all know it as the drunk bell, but it's actually called the rally bell. The rally bell was built to commemorate Bill Shelton, who is heavily involved in the Student Senate, Circle K, and Campus Knights of Columbus Council. Shelton graduated from Quincy University in 1966. He returned to QU as an admissions counselor and accounting instructor before joining the Navy. Unfortunately, Shelton died while executing a training maneuver in the sky on June 15, 1970. Campus organizations such as Student Senate and Circle K thought that Shelton should be commemorated in some way to honor his service to QU.
Someone in the business office gave our treasurer, Rachel Anderson, an old press release, and it was just about a student, and in it, it actually contained the information that Circle K sponsors the bell, which is called the Campus Rally Bell.
We can't even see the monitor. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of QUTV. Make sure you follow us on Facebook for all the latest campus news. For QUTV, I'm Charity Boyd.
And I'm Sarah Valkamp. Thanks for joining us this week.